I am here with Zach. That was the fucking worst of it could have. Welcome back to the letter. I think this is part 4 or 5. Whatever it is in the title, and you can go fuck yourself. To that 10 so far. Welcome back to the letter. We are here with Zachary. We just finished off with Hannah. Hannah, at the end of it, was crying in the arms of her lover, and now we're here with Zach, listening to some random humming. I'm assuming it's probably someone related to him. The pleasant aroma hits me long before I can cross the threshold, faint but light and warm. A reminder of what home is. Pa's stern and commending gaze, Ma's tender smile and sunlight filtering through the eaves in the morning, and the distinct smell of cinnamon and vanilla as it drifts through the air every time someone cooks from the room. The broom. Our room. Ma and Pa's pride and joy. My sister and I too eventually. But we ain't allowed here. Not yet. Not until we're taller or older. Not until we've learned how to take care of ourselves and not to burn our hands or reach the cupboards without having to be
Well, a little
lifted.
peek wouldn't hurt, yeah?
Floorboards are cold under my feet more than usually as the wall is more forbidding than what I'm used to. Farther and farther the room goes. Ma's singing ceases and Pa.
No, please wait. I'll be good. I'll sleep on time. Don't go.
I can't hear Pa. Whoa, okay, I didn't expect that. Not at all. Sorry, I have to gather myself after that one. Whew. Not above the raucous clanging and the deafening roars of gunshots, nor the screams replacing the comforting soft melodies. There's only blinding fear. When my foot slips, the red sea that catches me is bitter and frigid, but the blood that drips in my hand is warm, warm, warm. It ain't my blood. The walls tumble and everything goes quiet. It takes a few moments for everything to fall into place, for my eyes to adjust to the relative darkness of the room. It's a pretty nice room. A little 4x4, but despite the pleasant chill the AC brings, my shirt is clinging tightly to me and my blanket is a tangled mess around my throat. Morning has not even arrived yet.
Way too early for this thing, man.
Too long. Too long since I've last woken up drenched in my own sweat, head littered with thoughts that are gone as soon as my eyes open. All too often, only imprints and brief images are left to haunt me for the rest of the day or until my mind forgets about it. Egad. Egged. What word is that? Egad. Is that it?
Egad.
Oh, egad, yeah. Oh, egad, man. Man? I don't know why I said that. I'm on a roll. Oops. Yet vivid or not, what little I can remember does not matter. Regardless, the desperation sticks, clawing, pushing, urging me to relive every moment, every sensation, and there's a twinkle in Ma's eyes when she looks up from her work, flour dusting her nose and cheeks. Scent of freshly baked bread wafts from the oven as soon as Pa opens it, and the homely fragrance of honey fills the room. He reaches up to wipe the small beads of sweat away from his forehead before gesturing for me to come closer, the moment he spots me on my little hiding place behind the door. I expected him to be angry, but was pat on the back when I come to the arm's reach is encouraging enough. We'll have to taste these first before we put it up for sale tomorrow. You up for it, little man? Is it good enough? A knock cuts through the air. Sharp, heavy, demanding, familiar. So distantly familiar. Ma ushers me out of the kitchen when Pa moves to answer it, but I know. I know what waits outside. The taste of blood in my mouth sends an unpleasant churning in my gut. Ma's apron crinkles under my tight grip. Something snaps me back into place. My bed remains in utter disarray. Walls still need a new paint job, and the clock ticking opposite my bed is unsettling as ever. Ash is right. I should have replaced it when I had the chance.
No longer there, Zachary. Here and there, miles apart. Calm down. Breathe.
Pressure of my own fingers against my temple is a welcome sensation over the anxiety gripping me. Never really did anything to stave off the headache sure to follow after this before, but it grounds me. A little reminder that I am safe away from a place I once called home for Ma and Pa's. The urgency with each rap that follows finally chases away the ghosts threatening to hang around. Why anyone thinks it's a good idea to knock at someone else's door this late confuses me. Nana would chase them all away with the broom if she was here. No matter. It's a welcome break from the thoughts about to take a morbid turn if I left festering. Probably just Ash anyways, looking for a place to crash. Looking for a place to crash. Wonder of wonders why he's bothering with the courtesy when he never did so before. Even with that hunch, though, Habit compels me to check who it is to the people. Better safe than sorry, they say, except the person that greets me on their side ain't him. Unless his hair grew longer overnight and he started wearing a ponytail, of course, which I highly doubt will happen anytime soon, no matter how funny it looks in my head. I waste no time opening the latches.
Isabella,
Oh,
it's late.
something I can't quite pinpoint in her eyes when she looks up. Her face is pallid shade, shoulders tense, breathing heavy, and uncontrollable shaking in her hands, trying to hold back. Hide if I didn't know any better.
Hey, Zach. Sorry. I know it's weird for me to show up at this hour, but you were the closest to my office, and
No. It's perfectly fine. I'm not really working on anything right now. Do you want to come in?
is it all right? I know you should be sleeping at this hour, but I thought. I'm sorry. I just thought. I have no idea why I went here. My feet just moved on their own after I got out of the office, and.
Sounds different.
Sorry.
She trails off, her voice lost in the muggy night air. I wait for her to say more, but instead her only response is a downward shift of her gaze back to her trembling hands. A minuscule gesture. Easy to miss if one is not paying attention, but for someone who has seen the same expression on the mirror, done the same thing too many times when night terrors are inevitable.
Hey, don't worry about it. At least you not. Ash just barges in and crashes on the couch whenever he feels like it. I swear that guy is one fine hairline away from being a criminal. Besides, you already know you can count on me whenever.
Without waiting for her answer, I step away from the door and saunter over the kitchenette. For a few good seconds, only the clinking of the plates can be heard above the constant tick-tock. Late as it may be for a snack, the familiar motions keep me occupied, steering my mind away from dangerous thoughts. Isabella's company is not... Whatever. Her reasons for showing up here are at this hour don't matter. I'll be damned if I turned away, frazzled as this. Door clicks behind her when she finally enters, scuffling softly against the tile floor. In all the years I've known her, she has never once lost her upbeat spirit. Yet in this particular moment, she stands in my doorway, holding her arms close to herself. It's as if I'm looking at someone completely withdrawn from the person I've come to know all these years.
Do you want a drink or eat anything? I haven't restocked my food stash yet, so ingredients may be a bit limited. But I'm sure I can whip something up with what I have here.
Just water will do, please. Thanks, Zach.
What? No additional food requests? That's new. I'll put something together for you anyway. Feel free to make yourself at home. You ain't exactly a new visitor here. Although my room's not at its most presentable right now. Sorry. New freelance gigs and such. Didn't have time to fix things up here lately.
It's okay. I don't mind.
Usually, Cedo has something more to say about that. A quick, witty remark to provoke a laughter or two. Nothing from her this time. Only a weak smile before she takes a seat on the couch, and a silence that stretches out until what we left hanging feels disconcerting. Before everything turns stifling and awkward, I continue talking, if only to keep the dead air at bay. How is one supposed to keep a conversation going with the person you're talking to is like this?
Anyway, gigs. Can you believe this one client we got? Boss had all my schedule shoots shifted after they caught wind of this couple buying a new property. Man, must be nice to have all the money in the world. The world itself moves for you, huh?
Curled up on one side of the couch and hugging her knees close on her, bring the tray carrying sandwiches and the water. Starts to straighten up as I'm unloading the contents, but saw it pause as soon as I hold up in my
You're
hand
a guest. Didn't I say you're free to make yourself at home? Here's your water.
Tremor in her hands, though lighter now, still doesn't subside when she reached out for the glass. I give her a questioning look, but she is quick to avert her eyes, keeping herself occupied by talking, or taking small gulps of water. Or maybe she just doesn't want me asking questions. Worrying. The sudden loss for words, this bout of quiet not normally present in our chats, even the creaking of the old chair when I casually take the seat as a welcoming break. Although the company's familiar, this is called
What happened? Overtime at work?
She doesn't answer immediately, although another gulp drains her glass and remaining contents. One would think it would be enough to help her recover, yet she doesn't lose her taut grip on the glass as she cradles it on her lap. Her eyes take an unfocused gaze when she speaks again.
Yeah, boss handed me extra work today. After what happened to Rose.
Rose. Why do I feel like you've mentioned her before? Sorry, I'm better with remembering faces than names.
She was my coworker. That will take some getting used to. I was just talking to her the other day.
Was? Did she resign or something? I think I'm missing a few details here, Bella.
You've never met her. I think I did mention her once or twice. It doesn't matter. You probably heard her name recently from the news than me.
Something clicks. A little memory the night before. The bright red light from the dark room, the strong odor of the stop bath. Television's barely audible murmur in the background, a glimpse of a bloody room. The news is everywhere, even in the morning that follows. I just didn't think its effect will strike someone this close to me.
Damn. I didn't mean to bring that up.
No, like I said, it'll take some getting used to, but it'll get better. I hope it will. Things might become a little busier for me, though. She left a lot of things unfinished. And I'm one of the few people in the office who knows how she works. Boss thinks the transition will be easier if I handle it.
That explains it. Well, just don't forget you still need rest. Even the most hardworking people I know don't keep hours as late as this. Hell, the subway stopped running hours ago. Crime rate might be lower here than most places, but that doesn't mean you can walk around freely in the middle of the night.
It's just for today.
Still a good thing you dropped by here first. I'm not just about to let you walk out here alone, especially not in the middle of the night. Who knows what else could happen? I'm not saying you should go right now, but I could have come.
No! Wait, please!
The vehement tension in her voice makes me pause, and it is in this instant the mask she's been keeping up falls apart. Right then and there, I understood what's hiding behind her unfocused stare from the moment she arrived. Fear. Pure, unadulterated fear. It's disturbing to see such marring her usual upbeat countenance. Holy shit, what are these words, man? With a sigh, I cross a small distance separating us and kneel in front of her. She doesn't flinch when I do so. However, the way she appears made me herself smaller against the couch is not
Bella,
enough.
This ain't just about your coworker, is it? What is it really about? I'm all ears.
Sound of glass shattering rents through the air as soon as it hold on. It's been a few seconds of breathing.
I don't know.
Labored.
I don't know anymore.
She clasped her hand over her ears, pressing it tightly to the sides of her head. Her voice grows weaker with each word,
Please,
each plea coming out.
Please don't leave me alone. I don't want to be alone right now. I can't shake it off. Everywhere's not safe and...
All right, Isabella. Look at me. Look at me.
Her hands are firm on her shoulder when I pull her up to look at me. It takes every force of will to ignore the terror in her eyes in favor of taking control of the situation. Too close,
Breathe.
too similar.
Breathe. You're safe here. Inhale, hold, exhale. I'm here. No one's gonna hurt you. Want to talk about it?
The force which she shakes her head is enough reason to drop the topic altogether.
No more. Please. No more. I don't want to remember anymore.
Kate, no more talking. I won't ask anymore. Can I get you anything? Another glass of water? We're gonna have to clean this mess first.
Nods lightly before retreating into herself again. No more words are exchanged after that, and to take as my cue to start cleaning the shards. Quiet hum in the AC is a pleasant distraction. More so than a ragged draws of breath in my little feeble attempts to tell a quick story or two, but the latter does the trick, and soon enough she's already drifted off by the time I return with the promised glass of water, her chest rising and falling in a steady rhythm. Frankly, I've never seen her this still. She mumbles something I don't quite catch when I hear the empty bed, or when I carry her to the empty bed and hug her. Fuck, man, I can't breathe. I was doing so well. In spite of the fact that she appears relaxed, the small frown on her face hasn't quite disappeared. Whatever happened to her won't be leaving her anytime soon. But for her sake, I hope I won't stay along with her. Because no matter what promises I made, this is kind of fear no person should shield her from. But I misread that. This is the kind of fear no person could shield her from. There's still questions left. But later, a couple of seconds got here, okay, a lot more comfortable than it typically is. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Darkness immediately welcomes me as soon as my head hits the pillow. I can only wish the dreams. I'll keep it a distance for now, for both of us. Okay. We made it through the night. First few notes, while muffled, are enough to wake me. In the end, one of those nights sleep passes, a plague of fuzzy odds. Oh, okay, I'm taking a break from reading.
This better be good.
Groggily, I was going back to not reading. Ring still doesn't stop even when I fish the phone out. And Ash's name flashes brightly on the screen when I turn it on. Must be pretty urgent if he hasn't
Took
dropped
you
the call
long
yet.
enough, Z-Man.
Ashton, it's 6 in the morning. Sun hasn't even risen. Hell, my brain ain't even awake yet. Stop calling me Z-Man.
It's 20 past 6, Zach.
You want to talk? Give me back my 5 extra minutes, Ash. I want my sleep.
Hey, don't make fun of me. I can be a more person too if I want to.
What's this all really about? You don't usually make calls around this hour. Is the world ending today?
Sorry about that. Becca rang me up a few minutes ago looking for Isabella. Said she didn't show up in her own apartment last night. We both tried calling, but her phone seems to be off. Do you have any idea where...
Wow, Isabella's really high. Same with Hannah.
I should have known you two would come.
Not a laughing matter, Zach. You can't really let your guard down with everything that's happened here recently. You've heard about the Cooper wound from the news. Everyone in the precinct has been restless ever since the incident the other day.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Listen, Ash, about...
I let my voice trail off, unsure how to go about recounting last night, if I should even say anything to him. He might be a close friend, but at the end of the day, whatever's bothering her ain't mine to speak of in the first place. On the bed, Isabella remains still as I transfer her to the night before. Sometime during her sleep, she's pulled a blanket over herself and tucked into it comfortably. Like this, it's easy to forget the horror in her eyes of how much her hands and lips trembled. Save for a firm grip on the edge of the cover, she appears nearly as normal as she would any other day, almost.
I'm not really sure...
Zach, what a...
Look, you don't have to worry about her. She's with me right now.
Oh, why didn't you just say so early?
She kind of knocked in the middle of the night. I couldn't possibly wake you two over that. And with how things are when she arrived, I thought it'd be best if I let her rest first.
You could have at least called her something. Becca's beside herself. You know how much she frets about the smallest stuff.
I know. I'm
Fuck
sorry.
Becca.
That was a lapse on my part. And I just didn't think... Okay, you know what? Isabella hasn't been her usual self since the movie. I don't know if I should be opening my mouth about this, but Bella didn't outright say I shouldn't.
So something's wrong then?
I'm not quite sure, to be completely honest. I couldn't get the story out of her.
Really? I thought you'd learned something from me by now.
That's not it. Ash, when she appeared at my doorstep last night, she was shaking, and when I tried to ask her about it, she just panicked. Had this frightened look on her face. I'd be surprised if this was the first time I've seen it, but it ain't. Dude, the first time, she was screaming.
First time? When was this? You weren't talking about the thing in the movie house, are you? Because that was just us fooling around. Granted, I think I went overboard with the joke.
No, it happened the day after. When she invited us to lunch, you weren't there. We were walking one second, and then the next, she's crying out. I'll be straight with you. That scared me shitless.
It bothered him if the way he fell silence after his telling. Whatever his opinion is, stays absent from his voice when he speaks again.
Did she say anything else?
Nothing. Won't tell me anything aside from a few vague words. I didn't want to push it.
Where is she? Is she still sleeping?
Right here with me. Still, should I wake her up or something? Let her know you guys are looking.
No need. Let her rest. I'll drop by in a few.
Today? Don't you have work at this time? I mean, I can drop her off home myself before meeting my client later.
Look who's talking.
My schedule's flexible, Ash. Last time I checked, you're the one who didn't have that luxury. How on earth do you think I'm able to tag along when you need me?
It's not completely out of the way.
They live on the other side of the town from you, Ash. Your definition of out of the way is a little screwed up, you know.
It's fine. I have some things I need to do anyway. I'll call you back. I've got to let Becca know that Scared Cat's fine. Bye.
He drops a call before I even get a word in, and for several minutes after, I find myself listening to the rest of Luxburn rouses. Increasing sound of passing traffic, the bustle of the nearby shops, preparing for the day, and a growing clamor of people when they go about their morning. Not the most soothing sounds to hear following a troubled night, but the routine puts me at ease nevertheless. What's comforting, what's safe, and what I'm used to. Nearby, Isabella shifts but doesn't wake, blissfully unaware as the city slowly stirs itself back to life. Oops. The orange bottle sitting at the edge of my table is reassuring. It warms my palm as the instant I pick it up, the sterile odor of capsules equally so. Yet the weight they carry is something I've never gotten used to. Years ago, I'd spend minutes, heck even hours, staring at a single pill prior to taking one in. Now it's just routine. A way to stave off the unwanted nightly visits. do owe him a visit regardless, especially after missing our appointments on purpose and ignoring his calls for weeks.
Zach? What time is it?
Ball in my hand hits the table with more force than necessary.
Morning, Bella. Did you sleep well?
Only a little. I don't remember how I ended up on the bed, though.
Ma doing? You didn't look very comfortable sleeping on the couch.
It would have been enough for something temporary. Sorry I stole your bed.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Besides, what kind of gentleman would I be if I leave a lady sleeping? Not in this house. Ma nan.
Thanks a lot, Zach. I know I barged in at a very inconvenient time last night. I wasn't really thinking when I did.
Hey, it's cool, Bella. I ain't mad at you. That's what friends do. You guys are welcome here anytime, although Ashton abuses the anytime part a lot. I don't really mind. We might have less wiggle room if all four of us are present, considering the size of this place. But as long as no one makes anything explode, it's totally fine.
Fine or not, I still owe you one for last night's trouble, especially since you don't seem to be.
Oh. Just looking at the pills. So he... Oh, that's sad. I mean, his parents got murdered, but by racists. Oh, fucking Christ. The writing in this one.
Well, you don't seem to be feeling well. Let me know, okay? I'll make it up to you.
Subtlety has never been one of our greatest assets, but right now, even Ash would have been a little amazed. She has left it up to me whether I'll give her the response she wants to hear or not. But I'll tell her. Yeah. Talking about my own problems, that is. It will never be. Not by a long shot. Not when I've let it stay for this long. I realized that long ago, when the wounds are still fresh and the dreams are a nightly occurrence, you can't force yourself onto a bottle. Question in her eyes may be unwarranted, born simply out of curiosity and sincere concern for a friend. I don't owe her an explanation, in fact, but of all people I keep close in my life, she's probably one of the very few people I could perhaps trust. That alone is expecting too much out of her. However, for all the shortcomings, I know she'll hear me out. And that's all I can ask.
I was kind of hoping you wouldn't have seen me with these.
What? Oh, is it bad? I was just thinking that maybe it's a cold like Becca's. Do you need me to get anything from the store? Soup or something? There's one nearby, right? I can run real quick and...
No, nothing of that sort. It's really difficult to say, but can you promise me you'll listen at least?
What is this about, Zach?
I should have been upfront with you about this a long time ago. Well, Ashton found out without me telling him anything. But you already know how that guy is. Can't hide anything from him.
If it's something you're having trouble saying, you don't have to force yourself to tell me. I'll forget I ever saw anything and won't ask questions. Promise.
No, I need to get this off my chest eventually. Besides...
If you say so.
She takes a seat on the couch, her posture easy and open, her smile honest. As if this is just simple talk between two friends on a regular day. It's far from one, but her unreserved air is enough to stamp down on the twinge of unease.
Let's hear it then.
And she does. True to her word, she listens while the whole story spills out of my mouth. About my mom and pa, the little old diner across the pond, and what it left to me that day. Can't recall most of it now. My own account jagged with a few missing details here and there. The passing years have eroded most of my recollection. All except for that one moment in the kitchen. The ringing of gunshots are as vivid as it sounded that day. Even Ma's hysterical screams the moment Pa's body hits the floor motionless. His lifeblood flowing from underneath him. He was smiling. He was smiling when Pa opened the door to welcome him. He was smiling when he put a bullet to Pa's chest and Ma's head. Heard stories of how the world can be a cruel place for people like us. I never believed.
Nan and Gran took us right after that. Sis and I flew straight to New Jersey as soon as they heard the news. A few days after, Ma and Pa were laid to rest. and we have a new home a continent away. I didn't even get the chance to take my favorite pillow with me. They said something about the change of environment will be good for us. They had no idea the different kind of ghosts would follow me here.
I expected questions, mostly those brimming with childlike curiosity. But to her credit, she just sat there, lent her ears, and looked at me with no expectations. She appears wiser and older like this. Her younger siblings are lucky to have her. She wraps her arms around me, a bit awkward considering the gap in our height, but it gets sentiment across, but it's difficult to answer this in kind. She pulls away shortly with a smile on her face, not the reaction I braced myself for, but it's obviously better than what I imagined.
Are you not gonna...
Am I supposed to say anything after? Like, apologize or something? I don't think that's very appropriate, but if you want...
Not really. Other people have something to say after usually. And they're not necessarily not...
Oh, okay then. I won't. I can't think of something anyway. Sorry, I'm not very good with this. Who else knows, by the way?
My older sister, grandparents, and just Ash and you for now. Maybe...
But not right now?
Yeah, not right now.
I'm sure she'll be willing to hear you out once you do.
I don't doubt she will. I'm more afraid of how she'll react after. One step at a time, yeah? Whew. Surprisingly, it feels good to get that one out my chest. I was a little afraid you'd be angrier. I didn't tell you earlier than today.
I'm not
she'd be
angry.
angry.
I'm just surprised. You didn't look like it. I wouldn't have suspected. I suppose that's how it often is, isn't it? We all have our... what's the word Becca uses? Inner demons? But this is something personal to you. I understand why you'd rather have a few...
That too. Well, these past few weeks haven't been easy for you. I didn't want to add that. You okay?
Yep, no worries. I'll be fine. Look, about last night... Never mind. This isn't a good time, but don't lose sleep over this, alright? What's important is you got what you want to say out. And if...
I should be relieved her words are more reassuring to my ears. There should be comfort in hearing those alone, and knowing I have another person to rely on, but somehow I find myself worrying more for her instead. This is a dance I know all too well.
So, food then? Alrighty, Missy. We're going to get some chow now. Better be quick, though. Can't have your stomach starting a revolution on us here.
Don't make fun of me! I'm not that hungry. Maybe a little. I didn't think I'd end up skipping dinner last night.
And now we have one starved stomach protesting. Sorry, it'll be nothing fancy, since I'm a little low on stocks. I should probably drop by the grocery store after the meeting this afternoon.
I can make a quick run for you if you want.
Nah, I've got enough to put together something nice here. I could always improvise if we're missing an ingredient or two. It ain't like we're going for a Michelin 3-star status here. Also, didn't I say you're a guest? Is this a Filipino thing? Or just Rebecca rubbing off on you? On second thought, I might need a little help slicing up the potatoes while you up for that?
What? Do you think instant noodles are all I'm about? I'll have you know, I can cook a mean paella with my eyes closed.
Paella?
All my...
Sure you can.
Paella?
Come on. I think I know what we'll do with those spare ingredients.
Hey guys, I'm just editing this and I just realized I fell asleep here, and I think I ran out of space on my hard drive when I was recording, so it just recorded a bunch of freeze frames like on this part. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Love you.